Dear Tyler, good morning. How are you doing? How have you been? It's been such a while. It's been a moment. It's been a minute. Yeah, all of those they're funny expressions. Anyway, it's been such a long while. First and foremost, Happy New Year. Happy New Year. I'm so glad that we're able to make it into this new year. It's always exciting, There's always this hype around getting into another year. So I'm really excited. I'm really, I'm glad, just intrinsically glad that we all made it. Last year had its ups and downs. It was a roller coaster of a moment, but yeah, you know, it's a new year, new things to do, and even on Dear Tyler, we've got quite a lot of things that we're set to do. So I'm really excited about that, and this is it's not our regular day of sharing, but I was like, okay, I didn't do any Christmas post. You know, I knew. I remember that I promised that I was going to do like a review of the year and all. But I traveled down to Taraba. That's my state. I went over to see my mom, and we had some issues with power, so my phone was basically down throughout the time. I went to the village to see my dad, and it was it was a very busy period. There are certain circumstances that surround me that do not give me the liberty of doing some certain things, so I couldn't really like podcast or do anything. So I literally just had to find time, just to see him. But then, like, I think I spent maybe like 3 days. Yes, 3 days. I got in on the 27th. We had a program. There's a program that we hold in my village. My village is Donga, anyway. So, but we had a program that we do every end of the year, 27th to 29th. So I got in 27th. So the program 27th, 28th, 29th, and 30th. I came back to Abuja. Decided to rest and plan for the year and all. So I couldn't really do posts. So I was like, okay, before we kick off the year with our Thursday post, let me just do this post for us. It's not going to be long, but yeah, I felt that it's important that I'm able to just reach out to us, share a few thoughts about the year, certain things that I've seen already, give you my own view, my own opinion about it. One of the things that I really like to, stress and talk about in this place, on this platform rather, is that I'm just giving my own viewpoints, my own idea on certain matters, right? So it's not law, right? And definitely it's not perfect, but I believe that there's a certain level of sense and wisdom to what I share. So, yeah, we're in the new year. This is the third day, right? Third day of the new year. Wow. I think for me, it's going pretty fast. In some way, it's going pretty fast already. I'm like, okay, 3 days have already been X'd out from the year, but it's all good. Now, part of the things that characterize every new year is this concept of new year, new me, no bad energy. Like Lasisi usually always has this skit, new year, new me, no bad energy, cutting off people from 2021, there are a whole lot of rituals that go into New Year's. New Year's resolutions. So there are certain thoughts that I have. I've seen quite a lot of people, post, so a mentor of mine usually at the end of every year, she encourages us to go on a retreat, so, go back, do an evaluation of your year, and then, plan for the year ahead and everything. And I think that's, for me, it's very, very helpful, to be able to go on retreats and then come back into the year with a plan. I read a post recently, though, of someone saying that your new year starts when you make a decision. Your new year starts when you make a decision, when you, put into action certain plans that you already, like put in view. So, if April 21st was the day you started putting into action all of those plans, then that's your new year. I just think I understand absolutely, right? I understand totally what the person means, right? So this is not a backlash or something. I totally understand what they're saying, and I agree to a large extent that until you put things into action, a lot of nothing new really happens. But sometimes I feel like and I stand to be corrected, sometimes I feel like we have a problem with trends. That when something is trendy, we do everything in our power to make sure that we discredit it. So people come up with New Year's resolutions, people come up with slogans, come up with their mantras for the year and all of that. I think I saw a post recently also about I'm a Christian, right? I believe in Jesus, I love Jesus, and I believe strongly in Christian principles, kingdom-minded principles. So I saw a post recently on Instagram about certain things that we do in the body of Christ, Christianity generally. So every 31st December, most times, especially in Africa, we have what we call a crossover service. And within the crossover service, we take our time to thank the Lord for the year that we are in, thank Him for the year that we're about to enter, step into, make certain declarations, pray for the year. Usually at that point, the leader of the church, or the leader of the congregation, or the leader of that assembly shares the prophetic word for the year. As a ministry, this is the direction in which we are going to, right? So, and a lot of ministries have their own different different words for the year, and it's a very beautiful thing. I love it. I think it's pretty cool. But then some other ministries have misused it. So I think in this video that I watched during the crossover service, the pastors were asking their members to come over and have a bath or something, and then so the person was like, when would we begin to use our intelligence, when we start being intelligent and all, and what's the meaning of this crossover service self or something like that. And I was like, there are thousands of churches that did a proper crossover service, and you found one, you picked out one to discredit the rest. And I feel that people have naturally just built up that character where we look for anything to discredit what we feel is a trend. For those of us that trade financial markets, you know that the trend is your greatest ally. Anytime when you do things against the trend, you're just setting up for a disaster. When you try to discredit a trend, I remember trying to study financial markets at a certain time, you're trying to make the trend fit into you. No, the trend won't. Do you understand? You could follow the trend, follow it with safety to make sure that you maximize your profits and all. I don't know if that's a good analogy, but um, that insatiable hunger to discredit trends, I think it happens a lot. And I think that that's what happens most times in New Year's, right? So people come up with resolutions and they're like, what was that? Nothing has changed from 2021. Your year starts when you start making decisions and all. Well, if that works for you, that's beautiful. Live by it, right? If that works for you, live by it. But I believe that it's really, really important to have a timing for reviews and a time to start up things. So, it's going to be extremely hard for me to review, let's say, Dear Tyler now, because we haven't been here for so long. But by July, we're going to be a year old. And it's easier to take stock, because there was a timing, a time frame for it. Today, I wanted to go through the analytics of Dear Tyler. Okay, they sent me a message and all. And then they actually, when I went there, they were like, we're sorry, you don't have enough information to be able to have a proper review. So I realized and I was like, wow, okay, so it means that until probably I get up to a year, right, with more views and all of that, more listens rather, they'll be able to come up with a concise picture, right? Or they'll come up with concise data of the whole analytics and all. So I think it's important that it's important that every new year you actually start on a new slate. It gives that proper time frame. You get it helps you to structure things a lot better. Most businesses, close up for the year December 31st, and then they start up January. They close their accounts for December 31st, and then they start up January, or within a certain time. You get something achievable. Nothing just erratic. You just wake up on August 15th and say that's your new year. Well, and then you always wait to another August. Anyway, I'm sure you do understand what I'm saying. So, I believe in resolutions. I really do believe in resolutions. I believe in realistic resolutions, right? Not just saying that no, I'm going to change and all of those things. No, a resolution without a prior review is not going to be of any benefit to you, right? So, and reviews have to be honest. They have to be extremely honest. Did you do well last year? Pick out certain things. The mentor of mine, he always tells us, take out this part of your life, your spiritual life, your personal growth, your purpose, your assignment, your relationships, your finances, your health, those factors there. And then do proper reviews. What did you have a goal last year for your personal growth? Be honest. I didn't have a goal. So in your resolution is that I'm going to be goal oriented this year, right? And so you begin to say, okay, what are the goals that I have for my personal growth, right? How many books was I able to read last year? Okay, what was the frequency of the reading? Am I going to start picking up a habit of reading a book a week, or certain other things like that? How did I manage my health? Was I healthy, or did I, in his words, did I kill myself? Did I reduce the number of days in my life by my habits and all of those things, right? It's important that you do honest reviews. You get, was I the cause of some of the mishaps in some of these things? Did I do some certain things correctly? Are there certain things that I need to improve on? You look at the general, your general goal. Who do I really want to be perceived as? Right? And so, what are the things that I need to do to be able to get me to that point? These are questions that you would ask yourself, and then, from the honest reviews, you build up honest resolutions, and then you also build up realistic resolutions, right? Things that you know that you can achieve. It's okay to have those big dreams, that big vision, right? And then it's important that you break it into single steps. One of the things that would really, really help you this year is to realize that routine is not your enemy. There is a blessing in consistency. Now, one of the things that you're really going to fight this year, even for me as an individual, I know that I'm going to take a lot of time. It's something I need to fight, is this resentment to routine. But truly, the routines that you do, building consistency builds your confidence, and then it also builds your result. It builds the integrity, especially if you are a content developer or someone that is always out in the public face. Your consistency builds a certain level of trust to your followers, to your listeners, and all, right? And so your routine is not your enemy, not at all. I think I went through a post today by someone I just heard about. I'm definitely going to follow, Adara Lumina, talking about the beauty of routine, right? Just building that consistency. It makes you a lot better. Show up for work, show up for show up for your followers, show up for your viewers, whatever it is. Just show up. You may not feel like it. The circumstances surrounding you may not give you the best opportunities to do it, but then just show up, right? I'm a podcaster. Just to show up. You made a commitment to people that you're going to post every Thursday. Show up. Just show up. You may get tired. You may find motivating factors, things that can motivate you, but then just show up, right? So routine is something that we really, really need to get accept, right? Routine helps growth. In fact, you silently have routines that you don't know. So if you find out that you are lazy about a lot, it's because it's a routine. Like for me, fasting is something that I'm really going to work on. And I realized that because most times, maybe by like 9 o'clock I eat, when it's 9 o'clock like this, my stomach just awakens. You get the routine, your body adjusts to those routines, right? But like I said, show up, right? Build consistency for the things that you want to do, right? As you build your goals, as you structure your vision, right? Agree that, okay, I'm going to show up, right? I'm going to show up. Try and build systems that allow you to actually show up, right? So for me on Dear Tyler, this year, I've actually built up a proper system. You're not going to hear me say things like, I was actually thinking about what we're going to share today. Nah, I literally have the topics, everything that we're going to share from now till April ending. Literally. Right? I used yesterday to be able to figure out every single thing I'm going to share. Will I give room for spontaneity? Yes. If it arises, there may be some spontaneous moment. Oh God, I said there's going to be It's not going to be long. But anyway, I'm sure it's still blessing you, right? So, but from now to April, I have all the topics. I've done all the cover art designs for January. All the cover art designs for January. So I know that throughout January, I'm not bothered about thinking, oh, what are the cover art designs for the week? Or what am I going to share? It's just about me sharing and posting, right? And before January ends up, I've given myself a target that all the cover art designs for February and if possible March too should be ready. Now, every time when I achieve all of those goals, it gives me the sense of, the accomplishment. It builds up a new energy. And then it also gives me room to be able to readjust some certain things. It gives me room to be able to add certain things, certain goals and targets. It's really important. So that's the benefit of making resolutions or doing certain things, or making proper resolutions, right? That's the benefit. I saw another post, right? So a lady came up and she was like, she really amazing stuff. I think she read maybe 62 books last year, and she came on social media and she was like, the books that I read last year. It's a thing to celebrate. A young lady came up and was like, so what have you used those books to do? And I was like, why are we always like this? She read 62 books or so, 62 books. That was her goal, probably. She has achieved it, right? Only God knows how much knowledge she has actually acquired. Maybe because you read books for the achievement of reading books, right? But maybe on her side, she read the book, she did reviews, she has notes, See, even a casual reader would always have knowledge, or would always have more knowledge than someone that doesn't read. Even if I read just for the purpose of achievement, I read plenty of books, right? I would always have more knowledge than somebody that doesn't read. The person is already at an advantage. There's something that words do to you. You get the thoughts that are shared in the book. Having those experiences, reading the stories, entering into the paradigm and the thoughts of other people. There is something that books, just reading does to you. You can never be the same after reading any book. It does something to your imagination. It does something to your faith, right? It does something to your perspective. So, people will always criticize some of these things, whether it's because they have failed in it or they have seen other people who didn't really have it go their way and then they just generalize it that it's not good. No, right, Tyler? I wanted to settle down. The year is still young, right? So you could settle down, you could still do your reviews, you could still come up with your plans, right? And make them realistic and all. It would be extremely helpful, right? Come up with something that you want to achieve, that at the end of the year that you could picture and be like, okay, this is what I wanted, this was how I started the year, and by December this is how I am looking, right? Just do it, right? If it's something that you're not accustomed to, then start small, right? Just find out that little dream. You say, okay, I want to be able to read 5 books. Do you understand? This year or something. Or maybe 12 books, or read a book a month. Do you understand? And just try it out. Little steps like that. At the end of the year, have a proper review, and find out, okay, I said I was going to read 12 books this year, but I read 4, right? First of all, appreciate the fact that you read 4, because last year you didn't read any. So you've made progress. What did you learn from those 4 books? Review that. And then what stopped you from reading the other 8? you find it out, and then in the new year you're able to, pick up uh, strategies to be able to help you out, right? That whole time frame helps you to capture the moment properly, right? So yeah, that's it. Generally, right? So plan for the year, be expected, be excited, um, have joy consistently this year, um, stay motivated, just pursue that dream, try everything in your try your best possible, right, to remain as joyful, hopeful, motivated as you can. There are a lot of things that will be happening on Dear Tyler. So this year I really want to collaborate with a lot of other people, podcasters, speakers, and also if you have content developers or people that you feel could really give a good contribution to Dear Tyler, I would love your suggestions, right? So you could just send me a DM on Instagram, right, at Dear Tyler, at dear_Tyler.com, or hey, is that what I said? At Dear_Tyler on Instagram, or you could message me on email, right? So at Dear Tyler, guys, deartyler@gmail.com, right? So please, I would really, really love your suggestions, or you could just, send a message via Anchor. It would mean a lot to me. So that's one of the things that we're going to do. I do have a surprise, but then it's coming in March. It's coming in March. So we're building quite a lot of things, structuring stuff that would make Dear Tyler more engaging, right? So please do stay with us this year. There's going to be a post on Thursday, so don't worry about that. The post is actually coming on Thursday, so we kick off the year properly by Thursday, and it's going to be fun, super exciting, great moments of sharing. Yeah, it's going to be a great year, right? So thank you, Tyler, for listening. Expect great things from us this year. So remember that I love you, I believe in you, and I am always, always rooting for you. God bless you, and have an awesome day. Bye.